Okay. Hello, Mr. Vice President. We are Group 8 of the Business International course. This is our project, and we will present to you uh, very detailed information about Brazil, and also at the end of giving you the overall situation of the country, we will share with you three product ideas that we want to introduce in this country. This is our team. Together is Avisola, Sunafi, Nestor, Yao, Rodney, and me. As you can see, we are a very multidisciplinary team from many countries. So this will be a very exciting presentation. This is part of the content that we will be sharing with you. So I will start a little bit with a little introduction about Brazil. Brazil is known as one of the top footballer nations, with some of the largest carnivals. As you can see, Rio de Janeiro, as you may know, um, they have more than 211 millions of population. And in terms of economics, they, after facing a contraction of 3.3% during 2020, Brazilian authorities applied a huge fiscal stimulus representing around 9% of GDP. These actions permitted to improve GDP by almost 5% with a recovery within industrial sectors. And by the following years, GDP had maintained an average of 3.2%, including last year it was of 3.4%. So as I mentioned, the main purpose of this paper is to convince you and the other top executives of the accuracy and implications of our findings as we present these three product ideas. By this presentation, we will demonstrate how to make business in Brazil, considering topics like the cultural differences, negotiating styles, government and politics, and many other things. So let's start with the cultural dimensions. This is a very good graphic using we've used the Hawk State cultural dimensions, where as you can see there are the top three dimensions where we notice a big difference between both countries. It's power distance, individualism, and uncertainty avoidance. Power distance means that working in Brazil considers a very hierarchical culture, whereas a collaborator you may expect all the direction from top leadership as direct responsible in the business. While here in the US, you may expect a more flexible working environments. Some things that we should also maintain is the titles etiquette percent, maintaining formal communication, and not being casual during our business interactions, but professional in front of all our team. The other is the individualism, is the second group of bars. In short words, you can expect a more collaborative environment than in the US. It would be very common in Brazil to have a together we can achieve more space, like giving a sense of loyalty among the team members. Every person is more involved in the group success of their personal goals or ambition. And a great way in minimizing issues in Brazilian culture is to recognize all the team as a group before an individual. Lastly, I want to mention uncertainty avoidance, which is the fourth group of bars. Brazil is a country where you can expect team members who adapt easily with hard data, clear rules, and direction for the current time and the future goals of the business, like so do most the Latin American countries. These societies show a strong need for rules and elaborate legal systems to structure life. So let's move on with Sunafi that will present the next part.
Yeah, so the next part is communication and scheduling culture. When comparing Brazil and USA on the four cultural spectrums, which are communication culture, evaluating culture, disagreeing culture, and scheduling culture, we can see and understand how it can affect how our people work with each other. So, as you can see in communication culture, low context and high context. USA favors low context communication, while Brazil inclined towards high context communication. Uh, Brazilians, they often hint at things, and they pay more attention to relationships, and that's why they focus on high context communication. USA, the reason why they favor low context communication is because the people value clarity, and they are very straightforward. Regarding feedback and evaluating, Brazilians prefer more indirect approach to avoid hurting each other's feelings. The Americans, they tend to be very direct, even if it's harsh, because they value honesty. So that's why the USA are very direct, while Brazilians prefer indirect approach. With disagreeing culture, confrontational versus non-confrontational, the people of the USAs are very confrontational, while the people of Brazil are non-confrontational. In Brazil, the people emphasize harmony and prefer everyone to agree no matter how they plan things differently. In USA, people are confrontational and choose to debate in order to find solutions to their problems. So when comparing their scheduling cultures, as you can see, the people of USA adopt a linear approach because they like to stick to a schedule with plans and deadlines. Brazil loves to work with greater flexibility, and they adapt to change plans if needed. So our next slide will be negotiation style and strategies. Here are the 5 tips for successful bargaining strategies and tactics that we learned about Brazil. So Brazil, always be prepared for hard and difficult bargaining. Bargaining is more intense in Brazil because prices can change a lot and people can often negotiate significant discounts, which is really awesome. The second one is always leave room for concessions. Every time you leave a concession, ask the other party to give or offer something in return. The third one, always stay cool and respectful. Brazilians value relationships, so showing respect and being calm is very, very important in negotiation. Be aware of intangible benefits because the other party may be more interested in gaining status and power more than money. And the last tip for successful bargaining strategies and tactics in Brazil is always verify information. Brazilians' negotiations always include misleading information. If you suspect someone is being dishonest, focus on verifying information instead of accusing them of lying. Brazilians often use emotional tactics, so it is very important for us to be aware of it and make decisions based on facts and logics.
Okay, actually, the current president, Luis Inácio Lula da Silva, took office in 2023 after a highly polarized election. His government is focusing his efforts on social programs, environment, economic reactivation, following several years of political instability. But in recent years, the country has experienced crises such as the impeachment of president, massive protests, corruption scandals, such as the Lava Jato case that affected political figures from various parties. Despite all this, Brazil maintains an active democratic system with free elections and separation of powers. For a foreign company, this represents both opportunities and risks. Also, the legal framework is solid and the economy has great potential. Changes in government can bring modifications to fiscal, labor, or trade policies. Staying aware of the political context is key to making investment or expansion decisions. And what about the Economic Freedom Index? In summary, the most represented freedoms are the judicial effectiveness, government integrity, fiscal health, and investment freedom. These areas present significant challenges for businesses, especially foreign firms. Poor judicial effectiveness and corruption reduce trust in legal protections. Fiscal instability heightens financial risk and limited investment freedom restricts ownership of structures and expansion options. And some of the most abundant freedoms are the monetary freedom, the trade, and moderate tax burden. Monetary and trade freedoms offer opportunities price stability and open trade, support also predictable operations and facilitate international business. A moderate tax burden may ease entry for foreign firms compared to more heavily taxed economies. So Brazil offers a mixed economic environment. While it has relatively favorable conditions for trade and monetary stability, significant challenges remain in legal protection, fiscal discipline, and investment openness. Business considering operations in Brazil must carefully weigh these constraints, possibly employing risk mitigation strategies such as joint ventures, consulting legal compliance experts, and adopting conservative financial forecasting.
The next part of our presentation is business regulatory environment. So there are some concerns regarding the ease of doing business in Brazil, or some of the concerns that we were able to find out. So we listed three of these challenges that can affect the ease of the business. First one is setting up a business in Brazil is complicated. Setting up a business in Brazil is very expensive to register and follow all the rules. You have to deal with different government offices, which can slow things down. But Brazil has been working to make things easier by putting things online and connecting different government systems. This helps avoid doing the same thing twice. The second concern is paying taxes in Brazil is hard and it takes a lot of time. There are many different taxes, and the total tax rate is high. So, Brazil is trying to make it easier with digital systems, and there are talks about changing the tax system, but it's happening slowly. And the last concern is enforcing contracts in Brazil is slow and hard, but it's getting better. It can take a long period of time to resolve a business problem in court because the courts are slow and have lots of cases. Legal fees can be high, and many judges don't know much about their business. So sometimes corruption can also make things harder. But courts are going digital. Some cities have special business courts, and more companies are using quicker ways to solve problems outside of court. Um, Import tariffs and free trade agreements. So there are some tariff barriers that may affect exporting to or importing into Brazil, and there are four specific ones that we came up. So the first one is high average tariff rate. Second one is Mercosur common external tariff. Um, the third one is tariff escalation. Fourth one is import licensing and non-tariff measures. What is the meaning of MFN for a WTO nation? So, most favored nation principle is a cornerstone of the World Trade Organization agreements. So, under MFN, a World Trade Organization member country must apply the same tariff rates to all other WTO members, ensuring non discriminatory trade practices. So, this means that if Brazil offers a lower tariff rate to one WTO member, it must extend the same rate to all other WTO members unless a preferential trade agreements exist. Brazil have several implications for business considering importing products into the country. The first one is higher tariffs raised that land the cost of import goods. The second one is domestic producers may benefit from tariff protection. Third one is sectors with higher tariffs, such as agriculture. And the fourth one is business may need to explore sourcing from countries with preferential agreements with Brazil to benefit from reduced tariffs.
And let us speak a little bit about the foreign direct investment, the FDI. Brazil is an attractive destination for foreign investment due to its tariff breaks, Favorable financial financing options and incentives for sectors like infrastructure, clean energy, and agribusiness, especially in regions like the Northeast and the Manaus Free Trade Zone. With additional support for R&D and local government incentives, the country offers a promising environment for setting up factories or subsidiaries, particularly in manufacturing. While some restrictions exist in sectors like media and rural land, most industries are open to foreign investors who comply with regulations. Following the rules and registering properly allows investing in a smart move. And what about the current economic conditions? Brazil's recent economic growth and rising consumer demand present promising opportunities for launching a new product. With a growing upper middle income population and strong sectors like agriculture and industry, there's a solid foundation for market entry. However, the high inflation and interest rates suggest that cost may be elevated and consumer price sensitivity could be a factor. A smart entry strategy would balance competitive pricing with a strong value and consider partnerships or localized approaches to navigate the economic environment effectively.
So currency, the official currency of Brazil is the real BRL, and its value against the US dollars has been volatile in recent years. So as you can see here, the year FX, US dollars to Brazil, in 2020 it's 4.20, and then 2025 is $5.10. So to control inflation, the central bank raised the Selic rate to 14.75%. And this has direct effect on exchange rate since high rates tend to attract short-term foreign investments. So here are our three product ideas that aim to serve underserved households and offer competitive advantages in the Brazilian market. The first one is low cost smart security kit. Um, our solution for this product is a DIY smart home security kit, affordable and easy to use. Simple solar powered mobile enabled system with Portuguese support. It promotes family safety and a key to effective messaging. So, yes, that's our first product. Our second product will be healthy frozen local meals. So, BC consumers want a healthy local food. So, most frozen meals lack this balance, and that's why we come up with this product. Our solution nutrition frozen versions of Brazilian dishes. um, the advantage of this product is that combines local flavor with health conscious ingredients, and this product emphasizes flavor and family tradition in promotions. The third product is offline English learning tablet, Bootstrap prospects, but access is unequal. So our solution is low cost tablet with offline English content and parental tracking. The advantage is that it is a rare offline functionality and rural accessibility. This product promotes family advancement and career growth. So, thank you, Vice President and our executives, for this wonderful opportunity. We hope the accuracy and the implications of our presentation of our three product ideas will help and benefit our company. Thank you.